To the CAPBuilder Talk radio show with your host, small business expert, Mark Parham. Real talk with real people, talking about real issues facing small business and our community today. Join us every Monday evening starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. To be a guest or for more information, go to CAPBuilderTalk.com. Post comments on Facebook.com/CAPBuilder Network. Enjoy the show.
Hey, welcome to another episode of CAPBuilder Talk with your host, Mark Parham. Real talk with real people. Talking about real issues facing small business in our community today. Helping you build the capacity to change your life, helping you to walk in your purpose. Today's show is going to be about getting help with your back office tasks. Running a business is hard enough without having to deal with the day-to-day tasks of back office administrative support, bookkeeping, accounting, appointment scheduling, just to name a few. I'm happy to say help is out here. It's called virtual back office support, and that's what we're going to talk about on today's show. We're going to talk about how these services can help you, how you can use them in your business, and what are some of the most important services, and how you can find help. My guests today are Yvette Warnick of the Accounting Professionals and Tracey Needham of TTI Executive Offices, Inc. We're going to have a great show. I want you to stick with me because this is what's going to make us run a better business. So with that said, I'm going to go to break. And when I come back, I'm going to start with the CAPBuilder Minute, content marketing. That's what I'm going to talk about for the minute tonight. And after that, we're going to start this discussion on getting back office support for your business. All this today on the CAPBuilder Talk radio show. I'll be back in a moment.
I wasn't prepared to be a caregiver to Mom. I had no idea how hard it would be and what I would need to know. Things I never thought of, like how to improve her mood and ways for me to stay positive. Luckily, I found the Caregiving Resource Center from AARP. It had articles about the basics, but also information about the hurdles I was facing.
Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving. Articles, tips, and tools to help you both care for your loved one and care for yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
This is you over 30 years ago.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
And this is your mom now.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Roles change without us noticing. That's why AARP gives you the information to provide even better care for your loved one. Visit aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the CAPBuilder Talk radio show with your host, Mark Parham. Real talk with real people, talking about real issues facing small business and our community today.
Hey, this is Mark Parham, and I tell you what, I'm coming back, and I'm going to talk about why your content marketing strategy may not be working. Or let's talk about content marketing, period. All right? First, let's define content marketing. It is marketing to achieve one or more goals for the business, okay? And I want to tell you that because there's a difference between content marketing and just putting stuff out there on the internet, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight. If the achievement of your business goal is not the reason for you producing your content, then you're blogging, okay? And there's nothing wrong with blogging. Blogging, you put out what I ate last night, what's going on in the world today, commenting on this, commenting on that. A lot of people blog. There's some very great, strong blogs out there. But if you're content marketing, you're marketing content to get the people listening to it to do something, okay? Sometimes that distinction is not always understood, okay? Many content creators don't always understand that content marketing plays a role in moving your prospects along a sales funnel. Okay, there's different content marketing methods for different stages of the funnel. But if you're not producing content that supports each stage in the process, you're not content marketing. Okay, so it's very important. And the fundamental thing of content marketing is putting out content that people find valuable or find interesting, something they look forward to getting. Okay, now there's another reason your content marketing strategy may not be working. There may not be a market for your product or service. I know I said it. A lot of times we come up with great ideas. We think they're great. Our mother and our father and our friends think it's great, but there may not be a market out there for it. When I say a market, are people willing to pay for it? I want you to really consider that. A lot of times we come up with what we think are very unique ideas because nobody's doing it, but there may be a reason for that. So I want you to really learn how to research your product idea, okay, because it's going to fail if no one wants to buy it. So there's a lot of people out there that have great products, but they're not really solving a need, so no one's buying them. So it doesn't really matter what your content marketing strategy is. So there's no market for your product. If your product does not solve the customer's problem, then it's not going to work. And sometimes you're marketing in the wrong place. All right. So you got to know who your target audience is. You got to find out where they're going to get their information, and you got to be there to give it to them. You got to understand how they prefer to consume data. It's one of the reasons why I'm changing my show to 30-minute segments. I listen to my show. I love it. But sometimes I'm like, wow, an hour? I said I could have got that done in 30 minutes. I want to give people small bites because not only am I going to be doing the radio show, but later on in the week I'm going to be doing online webinars. But 30 minutes, 30, 45 minutes. Most shows now are only on 30 minutes on television. So I have to modify my content to make it more palatable for those that I'm working with. All right. So I want you to start thinking about that. Sometimes also when you're doing content marketing, it's not just putting out an email, it's a whole strategy. And sometimes you don't give it enough time to work. I don't know if you've seen the stats, or sometimes it takes 5 to 7 touches before you can get somebody to click on something. So don't give up. If you're running it, run it for a while. Learn from it. I've tested so many things out with my radio show, when I send it, what the message is, and certain things work, certain things don't work as well as I'd like. So you have to spend time seeing if your content strategy will work. And this is a big one, poor quality content. You're not putting out anything that anybody values. I try to make sure when I put something out, there's some value to it. Even if it's a great article I saw or a great event I think you should attend. I want people, when they open my messages, to feel there's value in the message. So I want you to focus on quality content because it can be very damaging to you. So the takeaways are to have a viable market for your product. Your content must assist in achieving a goal. You got to put it where people are. If they're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, you got to find out where the people are, and you got to have quality. All right. Now I'm going to give you a few steps on making content marketing work for you. Those are things that if you're doing them wrong, that wasn't going to work. These are a few things that I want you to focus on. Number one is consistency. Okay. A lot of content marketing fails because you're not consistent. One thing I learned about consistency doing this show every Monday at 7 o'clock, I used to be at 8:30, every week, people become to expect it. All right, you got to be consistent. I'm trying to be consistent when I send the emails, very consistent, so people can expect and look forward to it. Something else I want to tell you, you may not be the best content marketing person for your business, so hire somebody that is. I offer a service to a lot of my clients where I'll monitor and promote their content through my channels, through my mechanisms. I've created a whole content marketing strategy, and I can do that for you. But sometimes I'm saying that if you can't do it, hire the best to do it. Not just hire somebody. I got my friend knows how to post on Facebook. No, you have to get with somebody that understands creating a strategy. The actual posting is nothing. Creating a strategy is key. So when you're having good quality content, it has to be in depth. The length of it has to be the right amount. You know, if it's an article, can't be a lot of words. If it's a podcast, has to get that point across. I want you to have a variety. It's still the same topic, but we can look at it from a lot of different angles. So I want you to have a variety of content. And most of all, I want it to be readable and listening. If you're doing a podcast, I want you to have great sound. If you're writing articles, I want it to have making it readable. If you're doing videos, I want great light, great sound, great images, because this is your opportunity to get in front of people. All right. Every strategy ought to be tracked for 3 essentials. Okay. So when you start a strategy out, I want you to start looking at the thing that you need to start. You need to start watching the content, how you're publishing it, if it has a positive impact on your revenue. Are your clients talking about it? If you're using Facebook, do people like it? They don't have to say anything. A lot of people are watching, they don't say anything. A lot of you go through Facebook, you like stuff, but you don't actually like it. You don't do anything. All right? If you see a brand out there that's something that you like there's been some great commercials out now, imitate those commercials. Use the strategies that they've implemented to make your strategy work for you. All right? And most often, tell a story. If you're offering a product or service, tell a story about it. Maybe somebody that used it that benefited from your product or service. Maybe better yet, have somebody tell a story about using your product or service. But you need to tell a story, all right? But you really want to make sure that you do the best job you can, that your business is the focus of the content or the outcome. So I want you to look at this, look at your sales growth, increased revenue. Look at it. Now, I tell you what, I offer, through the CAPBuilder Network, I do offer coaching programs and content marketing, okay? I can help you put your content together. I can help you get it out there. But you don't have to use me, but I want you to be very clear that you have to create a strategy. You have to create value. You have to start thinking about everything you put out on the internet. Do people really need to see that you're eating crab legs tonight? Because are you promoting your business or are you promoting the restaurant you're at? Think about it. So if you need help with it, contact me. CAPBuilderNetwork.com. You can go there, something will pop up, or you can schedule a session with me. Free initial session, so we can talk about what your issues are and how I can help you. But I want you to start thinking about this, because if you're trying to market your business and you're not doing a content management strategy, you're just wasting your time on the internet from a revenue generating standpoint. All right? And bloggers have their own strategy about blogging because they're trying to drive you to their sites to get to their products and services. But you just got to be real strategic about it. So that's the CAPBuilder Talk show for tonight. I told you we're going to keep it short and sweet. Pay attention to that campaign, that contest that's coming up. Learn how to get your own franchise, and better yet, he's going to pay for it for you. So if you don't sign up for an opportunity like that, you're not ready. And as I ask every week, are you ready? Because it is go time, and this is a great way to do it. So go to my site, CAPBuilder Talk, click on the link, register for the contest, and you can also listen to other great shows that we had in the past. We've had a lot of great guests. We will continue to have a lot of great guests in the future. I'm going to be sending out a membership to the CAPBuilder Network membership site, so you get free access to webinars, newspapers, all the information you need to change your life and grow your business. So I want to thank you for coming out tonight, and I appreciate you, and I look forward to our next encounter. This is Mark Parham, CAPBuilder Talk radio show.
People are always looking to invest in a good opportunity. So what if you could invest in the future of kids, like a stock? Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change called Better Futures. With your investment, it helps students like me go to college. My name is Charles, and I'm your dividend.
Invest in Better Futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. Brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
Imagine a world where bullying isn't considered a normal part of childhood.
A world where I'm not afraid to go to school.
To speak out.
To be myself.
A world where I'm not afraid to be caught alone.
Come on, punk.
We have the power to stop the bullying. Speak out.
Speak up.
Educate.
Find out what to look for and how you can make a difference at bullying.org.
Bullying is not kids being kids.
It's not about good homes or bad homes.
It's not a normal part of growing up. I shouldn't be afraid to get on the school bus.
To turn on my computer.
Message. Or walk to my locker. Did you know that a bully will stop his or her behavior in 10 seconds when their peers speak up?
Use your voice.
Hey, leave him alone. We have the power to stop bullying.
Find out more at bullying.org.
Bullying.org.
Where you're not alone.
Where you're not alone.
Where you're not alone.
Well, I'm going to set the stage before I bring Ms. Warnick in. We're going to be talking about tonight how a virtual back office can help your business. Now, one of the most consuming aspects of running your small business is the day-to-day tasks of office management. We're going to discuss tonight how using outside resources can help you turn this around. Now, many people who start a small business are very good at what they do. They know what people are going to pay them for, so they take the plunge and go out on their own. What they don't realize sometimes is that it takes a lot of effort and knowledge to manage a business. As the owners begin to achieve some level of success, they pick up even more tasks and worries associated with maintaining the business. So they have to choose between spending more time managing at the expense of revenue, or they could be making or hiring someone to help them run the business. Now, the issue is if you choose to hire somebody, the new employees normally have training and knowledge gaps that will make the transition costly. Sometimes it's difficult to find somebody who understands all the aspects of managing a business, especially a startup with few standards and processes in place. So what happens if this person leaves the business? You know, these factors can really amount to large costs for business startups that you can't afford to make. Another cause of business downfall is a business's failure to sustain its main goals. And we struggle to meet these goals because we spend so much time focusing on miscellaneous tasks like bookkeeping, answering phones. You know, we miss opportunities, or we have to turn things down because we don't have the time. The great news is that technology has come to the rescue of small business owners who want to focus on their passions and let others handle tasks like bookkeeping, website management, marketing, and other back office tasks. So virtual back office services are helping small businesses increase their revenue. It can help you succeed where so many businesses fail in a number of ways. So I want you to listen tonight as we talk about what these two young ladies do to help you manage some of the most important tasks of your business. So I'm going to welcome to the show my first guest, Ms. Yvette Warnick. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Well, Miss Yvette, you know, I've been trying to get you on the show, and I finally got you here to hear what you got to say. Yvette and I have been friends for a very long time, and she's been managing things for me. But just like everybody else that comes on the show, Yvette, I'm going to give you a few minutes here, 30 seconds to do your elevator pitch, to name your business and tell what you do. People in their business.
We are the Accounting Professionals, a division of Computer Consultants, Inc. We specialize in back office services, specifically bookkeeping services and accounting services. So basically, on a monthly basis, most of our clients either fax, email, or give us access to their bank statements, and this allows us to create an income and expense statement in real time, as opposed to them waiting to the end of the year.
Wow. Now, that's, you know, a lot of people don't realize how important that is. I've been using your services for a number of years, especially after I had my little bout with the IRS. You know, once I realized how important record keeping is. And it's such a simple task that you do, but so you're saying that people can fax your information to you, just however they get it to you. I mean, what do you do with it once they send it to you?
Yes. Basically what happens is some people think they can download information from the bank into a software, but the software doesn't necessarily know when you write a check that it's paid to the order of your utility company. So you have all of these items that are uncategorized. We use a financial-specific software, QuickBook Online for some of our clients that are in other states because we are based out of Georgia, QuickBooks Desktop for clients that just want to see reports and have the process done. And for our larger clients, we use Sage by Peachtree because some of them also want us to provide payroll services for them.
So
we take the information.
Payroll services as well?
We do for some of our. Yes, we do. For some of our smaller clients because they want one-stop shopping. Most of the larger ones, we recommend that they go to ADP or any of the other payroll services that offer a variety of things because sometimes you require workman's comp in addition to payroll, and they have the capability of providing those types of things. But for the smaller client, yes.
So when you provide payroll, do you pay the 941s, or how does that handle the IRS stuff?
Yes.
Or do you just provide the payroll? Okay.
It depends upon who the client is. Some of them, they allow us to go ahead and pay on their behalf. The IRS has an electronic service where you just put in the amount of the 941 on a monthly basis, and it drafts the amounts out of the client's account. And then the reports are actually, the reports are actually shipped into the IRS. So that takes that weight off of the business, yes. Right.
You got that right. That's where
it takes a lot of
stress
issues off.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So tell me, just from your experience, you work with all size businesses. Is this something that people recognize they need to do? I mean, when what happens? How do they come to you? Is it after the IRS gets to them, or a lot of small businesses recognize they need to do this?
We have a lot that have come. They have come by referral. They have by way of the bank. Sometimes they're in the process of getting a loan, and the bank says they need a financial statement, and at that point we get involved in getting a financial statement prepared for them. We have assisted clients with getting SBA loans so that they can go ahead and close on buying physical buildings for daycare centers. Matter of fact, we were successful, and you helped us with some of those as well. I believe we have 4 daycares that we have prepared the SBA financial packages for over the years, and they have been successfully accepted. So that's a couple of feathers in our cap.
Yeah, that's because when the numbers look right, they can make an easy decision.
Exactly.
And I think what you do, and just from my experience with you, I used to love you come to the office and all the folders, all I can do is side here, side here, side here. You make it really easy.
Well,
so for
that
people
is
now,
our. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say that goes back to what you said earlier about what business should a person be in. It should be something that they're comfortable with doing. Now, I like to bake cakes, but if someone told me they needed 5 cakes every day, that is not my forte.
I got you. Now, I deal with a lot of startups, and a lot of people out here now are starting home-based businesses. Is this something they need to explore from day one, or do they need to wait? What's your recommendation on, using the type of service that you provide?
It's something they should explore on the front end. And what we have found specifically, many of our daycares did not do it on the front end. What happens is they have, I believe they're called Title I funds that is deposited into their account by the state, by the food programs, by the pre-K programs. Each one of those generates a 1099, which means at the end of the year, the IRS already knows you have made at least this amount of money, and you are responsible for preparing a tax return. But, of course, the clients have not kept track of the day-to-day activity of what they did with the money. So now here you are in panic mode. So at the time that the business is set up, you need to be aware that, yes, it's a commercial account. The money flows through a commercial account. It is tracked, and therefore you want to track it to the best of your ability.
Well, since we're talking about tracking, let me ask you about this whole receipt thing. I see a lot of applications now where you can take a picture of the receipt, but a lot of people are using their credit cards and stuff and the bank statements. Are receipts still required, physical receipts or digital? I downloaded a program the other day where everything I do, I can take a picture of the receipt and categorize it and things like that. Is that something we need to be concerned with still? Because I know you used to get these. I think I gave you a couple of shoe boxes, okay, full of receipts.
Yes,
do we still need to do that?
Yes, it is something you want to be concerned about. For example, when you're in an audit and you're saying, okay, well, look, I paid my Georgia Power utility bill, the IRS says, what is the proof that that was a business bill as opposed to a personal bill? Mm-hmm. The only way to do that is to have the physical bill. Download it on your hard drive, however you choose to keep track of records. For example, our daycare clients, when they're in their food audit, they're required to show the receipts for the number of meals that they have served, the backup as to the supermarkets that they shopped at, to substantiate getting that state money and being reimbursed. So, again, that's a receipt that you want to scan it, find a way to keep track of it, because they all fade after a period of time.
Another service that I've seen you provide to some of my clients for people that maybe haven't filed all their taxes correctly for the last few years and they're trying to get a loan. How does that work? I mean, I've seen you ask for information and you take it. What do you do? Key it into QuickBooks and create all their statements? That's a service I think is so important.
That is what our staff does. They actually take each monthly bank statement. We categorize whether it's fuel that you bought for your car, tires where you had your tires rotated or bought tires, office supplies, payroll, all of the various expenses that the business has incurred during the month, and all of the various types of money that you've collected for the month. So you have the positive, which is the money going in, and all of these various negative categories, which is the money that went out. And that's what creates your financial statement, or you'll hear some people refer to it as a profit and loss statement or an income statement.
And hopefully the positives greatly outweigh the negatives.
Correct.
Right?
And what we're doing at this point of the year, that's what we're trying to get to. At this point of the year, we're finishing up the September financial statements for our regular monthly clients and letting them know that you now have a profit after 9 months of, for example, maybe $40,000. So we need to do some planning so that you're not paying this amount of tax at the end of the year. So that's why it's important to have monthly financial statements. It gives you a chance to plan so that you're not in react mode. It allows you to say, okay, I want to fund some sort of executive bonus plan, for example, which is how the business management team can sort of get themselves the equivalent of a 401, but it's something just for the management, and it gets the profit margin down a little bit and also funds a retirement package for them. So there are many different ways if you're in planning mode and if you've been doing this on a monthly basis where you can now say, this is what my financial life looks like for my business, and no, I don't necessarily want to be able to pay this tax. I want to go ahead and do bonuses for my staff and different other things that will reduce the profit margin.
Now your service is used in conjunction with a CPA. Now,
correct.
Do they have to use the CPA that you use, or they can use whatever CPA? It probably makes their job a whole lot easier because you're giving them the information they need to produce the documents.
Exactly. We have clients that are in other states. We prepare the monthly statements, and they turn it over to their CPA of choice. If they don't have one, we can recommend one for them.
Okay. So, big question. How long have you been doing this? I'm not trying to date you or anything like that, but how long have you been doing this? I know, because I know we met a long time ago.
It's been over 20 years. Over 20 years. It's been quite. All we have ever done is accounting. Either we did it at the corporate level within a corporate umbrella. We've also were consultants for the SBA, where they would send us out to small businesses to train them and set up their books for the southern region. And then we started independently doing computer consultants. 1989.
So the moral of the story is stay in your lane. Okay.
Stay in your lane.
Stayed in your lane. Right. 20
Successfully
years.
So. Right. For over 20 years.
Yes,
correct.
Yes, you have. I mean, that's really something, because a lot of businesses, and we've seen them. You've been helping me for a long time. And their downfall usually is what we're talking about right now, the bookkeeping and paperwork. I've always been able to make money, but what happened to it after I made it, I just don't know. Okay, but
that's
what
we call retained earnings. How much did you hold on to after everything is said and done?
Wow. So, advice. We're coming down to the end of your segment here. What kind of advice? I want you to give some advice, and also it's very important that you tell people how they can reach you. But what kind of advice do you have for people that are, getting ready to embark upon this journey of entrepreneurship that you can impart upon them?
I think it's exciting to start a business, and it's exciting on the front end, because I've had clients that call and say, well, I'm starting this. I'm still waiting to get approval at the state level. I'm still waiting for these different things to occur. And they're planning on being organized and in order. And so one of the most important things to do would be to develop a team of a support system.
Gotcha. You know what? That is good. Develop a team, and I think that's so important, because if you don't have that team together, it really can become overburdening and just a lot of stress.
It can become overwhelming, right?
Yeah, it can. I've been there, done that. Don't even want the T-shirt, okay? Keep it. All right. So, Yvette, tell people how to, if they have more questions. I'm going to post your website and your contact information on CAPBuilder Talk site, but tell people right now how they can contact you if they'd like more information.
We can be reached at 404-243-9565. Our office is open from 10 to 6, Monday through Friday. And so you're welcome to call us there, leave a message. If the phones are very, very busy, we'll get back to you. Our website is cciaccountingprofessionals.com. And I can also be reached at y_Warnick@bellsouth.net. I've enjoyed being on the show.
All right, thank you. I'm glad I finally got you on here. So,
thank you.
Hopefully we'll get people to contact you and use your services. So thanks for being here.
Thank you very much. Okay, then. Bye-bye.
Right. This is Mark Parham, CAPBuilder Talk. I'm going to go to break, and then I'm going to bring back my next guest, Miss Tracey Needham. She's going to talk about a lot of other virtual office support services that I met with her the other day, and I just sat there speechless, as she presented her services. So I want you to stick with me. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Mark Parham, CAPBuilder Talk.
I wasn't prepared to be a caregiver to Mom. I had no idea how hard it would be and what I would need to know. Things I never thought of, like how to improve her mood and ways for me to stay positive. Luckily, I found the Caregiving Resource Center from AARP. It had articles about the basics, but also information about the hurdles I was facing.
Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving. Articles, tips, and tools to help you both care for your loved one and care for yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
The average time a resume spends on an HR manager's desk is 7 seconds, and most of them are tossed aside. Now imagine if one of those resumes belonged to Yasmin, who was
living in a shelter, juggling 3 jobs. I had to be resilient. That's something that you can't teach.
We rely so much on a resume, yet it could never tell the full story of someone who
had to be independent and take initiative. And that's how I handle every project I get.
Discover new ways to develop great talent at gradsoflife.org. Brought to you by Grads of Life and the Ad Council.
Hey, this is Mark Parham, and I'm back. CAPBuilder Talk. Real talk with real people. Talking about real issues facing small business today. I want to talk about tonight, and we had Yvette here a second ago, we were talking about virtual back office supporting our business. And I want to make sure that you understand that these services are very needed, because a lot of times you're going to be busy helping people do what you do, okay? So sometimes it's good to have somebody as a professional do what they do. So my next guest tonight is Miss Tracey. Tracey, how you doing this evening?
I'm fine, thank you, Mark. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I'm happy to have you on here. I know it was kind of a shock when I asked you, but you made such an outstanding pitch to me the other day. I said, the whole world needs to hear this, okay?
Oh, wow.
So,
well, thank you.
Yeah, you did a great job. So as I do with everyone, I want you to take 30 seconds or whatever, however long it takes to pitch your business. Just tell people what you do, then we'll get into how you do it after you get through with your pitch.
Sure. So my name is Tracey Needham, and I am the president and CEO of TTI Executive Offices. We are a virtual office services company that provides customized solutions that create efficiencies and cost savings in your operational processes. Now, today's consumer is very, very tech savvy, and they want everything to happen quickly and at their fingertips. So as business owners, we have to be flexible to keep up with this ever-evolving customer. Whether you are in the restaurant industry, in construction, or provide professional services, customer service is paramount in building and maintaining a strong customer base. You can think of TTI Executive Offices as your virtual office manager, focusing on your front office needs while you stay focused on your core business.
All righty. That's all right. So let's start talking about immediately about the thing that interested me most when we had our conversation. Let's talk about this virtual phone answering and how important that is. How does that work? You know, I used to use it back when I had my first company, and it wasn't as sophisticated as it is now. I didn't get any text messages or anything like that. Let's talk about that service that you provide. How can that help a business?
Sure. So, as a business owner, as you mentioned earlier, you're very good at what you do. You went into business because you were good at something, and that's what your focus is, and that's what I call your core business. So when you get into something like that, you may not know all the operations side of the business, so that's where my company would come in. But from a receptionist standpoint, you need somebody there when you're doing what you do best. You need somebody to be there to answer your calls, because a missed phone call could be a missed opportunity. And as a small business owner, every phone call is very important to that small business. So
how does it work? Yeah, I mean, throughout the day I decide, okay, I don't want to answer my phone anymore. What do I do? And how does it work once I do it?
So we have a team of receptionists that are there to answer your phone calls whenever it rings. What we would do is we would set you up with, if you don't already have a separate business phone number, we would set you up with a business phone number, and that number gets forwarded to a live receptionist. And you have the control as to how often or how little you use that service. So if, for example, you're just starting out and, your phone isn't ringing as much, but, again, you still don't want to miss a call, you can start out with as little as 10 minutes a month. to get somebody, to a professional person, to answer your phone call. Once they answer the phone call, you choose, one, how they answer the call, what do you want them to say, how long, what information you want them to gather for you, and then how do you want them to deliver that message? Do you want them to try to reach you first? Do you want them to just take a message and then send it to you via email or text message? You choose the way that you want them to manage or handle your phone calls for you. So the key really is that, you using this team as an arm, as you said before, as a partner to help you to keep those customers coming.
Now, when you said reach me first, what does that mean? I mean, do they contact me and say, hey, I got Tracey on the line, do you want to talk with her? I mean, what happens there?
Well, think about, a receptionist that sits in one of those big offices. That person, the phone call comes in, they answer the call, and you say, well, may I speak to Mr. Parham? And they said, please hold. And they try to reach you in your office, and you say, oh, can you just take a message for me? Okay. Well, they go back to the customer, and they say, Mr. Parham is not available at the moment. Let's take a message. And they'll take that message from the customer, and they will send it to you via email or text, or both if you choose. So again, okay. you're able to actually manage when you return phone calls to your customers.
Wow. So I bet that's pretty exciting when a new person signs up. And I know for me, when I used to have someone else answering my phone, it really added a very professional flavor to my business. They contacted me wherever I was, and I could tell them what to tell the client and things like that. So that's one thing that your agency does. Yeah, you said something about, we were sitting at appointment setting and things like that. How does that work?
Well, again, there are a lot of businesses out there that are mobile, and so you don't want to just have to wait till you get back to your computer to set messages. So there's software out there that you're able to use so that people can just set an appointment based on your criteria, however long you think your appointment should be, based on the need of that customer, and they're able to set appointments virtually, so that, you look at your calendar and it could be filled because people have been contacting you and just jumping in on your calendar where there's an open spot. This is just the new way of being able to do business and being able to do it on the road.
We talked about the appointment setting, phone answering. What other services does your organization offer?
Well, one of the cool things that I like is the point of sale services. I work with the people in the restaurant industry and in the beauty industry to do the point of sale services. So I'm sure everybody has heard of the Square. There's also like the Intuit Go Payment and the PayPal Here. It's a card reader that people use, and it's free to get when you sign up for the service. The only time that you actually pay is when you swipe or when you key in the credit card. So a lot of people, I don't know about you, but I don't use checks anymore. I either use cash or card. And so these systems give you the ability to collect money and keep track of your expenses. So you were just speaking before about, keeping up with your receipts. How about, as a small business owner just starting out, you sort of mixing your money between, what you collect from your business and your personal life, keeping it separate and keeping an account of what you collect. So you're able to look at reporting, you're able to look at the items that, whether it's by cash or by credit card, or if you do take check, you can look at it by check as well. But for my business, I would help you to actually get it set up. I would take a look at the menu items that you want to be put onto the system, and I would create that menu item for you so that it's easily accessed when you are out with your customer and you want to receive payment.
Okay, so you can help us track our money then. Okay. So
yes, track your revenues. Yes.
Track our revenues. All right. what is just something about documents or something like that during our conversation. What was that about?
Well, there's some. I'm not a very big English person, but I do like the grammar. I do make sure that my documents are grammatically correct and that they're aesthetically pleasing to the eye. So it's easy to see, easy to catch, easy to pick up on things that you want to focus on in your document. What I do is I will take your document and I will help you to make it user-friendly or visually aesthetic for your clients.
Because when we say documents, like I do a lot of posting now, social media, things like that. Do I need to? Are you gonna look at that kind of stuff? So if I create a campaign or something, you'll make sure I have everything right. You look at any kind of document, or what kind of documents do you want to specialize in?
I do focus a lot on like applications, like if you wanted to create like an Excel spreadsheet with applications, or if you do have a document where you say, oh, can you just edit this for me and look at this and make sure that everything is looking right? And I'm like I said, a very visual person, so I would take maybe change the coloring, maybe change the font, do things that make things pop out on your page that you want people to really focus in on. So I'm very flexible, whatever document it is that you have.
Tell me this. Now, documents, now what if I need you to tweet for me? Can you do that tweeting and all that kind of stuff, or that's not your lane right now? No. Generally speaking, I mean, if there's something that isn't correct on it, I will make sure that it is correct. I wouldn't leave you hanging like that. All right. Now, I didn't ask you at the beginning. You're an entrepreneur yourself. What got you into this particular business? Why did you start this? What did you see out there that made you go, this is the kind of business I'm going to start?
Well, I actually have experience doing process improvement. And this is a lot of process improvement. And it's also about, motivating people to get to the next level. So that's what I have experience doing. I have, implementation of processes and changing behaviors and adoption of new processes. So with that experience, I said, I think that's my passion in watching and seeing people go to the next level. And that brought me to look at, why not virtual solutions? This is the way that the world is going. Everything is going virtual. Everything is at your fingertips these days. So why not try to get businesses to do the same thing? And the smaller businesses may not know about it or may feel that they can't afford it. And that's where I come in to help bridge that gap, to say, you can look professional. You can do things and make your business look bigger than it really is, by using and partnering with me and with the services that I offer to help you to grow and get to that next level. So when you focus on your core business, then, with me partnering with you, then that's going to help you in the long run.
You made a statement. You said a lot of times small businesses don't think they can afford it. But the issue is, the fact is true, is that they almost cannot afford to not do it, meaning that, if you try to hire somebody, that means you're paying somebody a full-time salary or, things like this. It seems like this method of using your services is like on demand. I use it when I need it versus having somebody sitting there waiting to answer the phone and providing other services to me that they're really not professional at. So I think it's almost, can they afford not to use services like this today? Because, as I said earlier, first impressions as everything. If they call and, like my phone rings quite a few times a day, but I've been at it a long time, so I think I have people pretty much trained that they know I'm going to call them back at certain times. But when you're starting out, I think that using your type of services. Now, I guess the question is this something they should do right from the beginning, like I asked Yvette? Should they wait, or this maybe should be something they should consider from day one, or what are your suggestion about that?
Well, I'll say this. Habits are easily formed but difficult to break. If the business owners get in the habit of initially separating their business life from their personal life and building efficient processes up front, whether, as small as they might be, they will put themselves in the proper strategic position for growth. So they're more apt to be able to change with the times as they come if they go ahead and get themselves and put the infrastructure in place early on. Whether if you think it's there's nothing that's too small, because if you're thinking about being in business, then you need to start from the beginning.
Gotcha. Start from day one.
Exactly.
Why not? So I tell you what, when a customer comes to you and they're thinking about your services, do you do like kind of an assessment of their business, or how do you determine what services they need? Because a lot of times I would say that they don't really know. So how do you help them figure out what they need?
Well, first, what I like to do is just sit and talk to the business owner about how they have been operating, already, and where are they trying to go. And when I hear about, what their goals are, then I try to, ask questions about, what do they think, or how would they feel if they were able to just focus on their core job without having to worry about whether or not they're going to lose that customer. So asking those questions, figuring out and making sure that and letting them understand the service that I do provide, that helps us to tailor what services I do offer. And my goal is not just to offer it and go, it is to partner with you over time. So we can start as small as you like.
So we got a few minutes left here. I want you first to tell people how they can contact you if they're interested in the services that you provide. I'll be putting this on the website too, but I want you to go ahead and tell people.
Okay, sure. Thank you. So again, my name is Tracey Needham, and with TTI Executive Offices, and you can reach me at 885-327-4727, or you can email me at TENeedham, TENEEDHAM @TTIExecutiveoffices.com.
Well, Tracey, I tell you what, you did a fabulous job, like I knew you would. Okay, and I'm very happy to have you on the show this evening. I'll be posting your information on my website so that people can catch up to you. But I appreciate you taking the time to come out this evening, and I hope to be doing business with you in the near future.
I hope so too, Mark, and I thank you for the opportunity.
All right. You have a good evening.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. So you can listen to Mark Parham, CAPBuilder Talk. We've been talking about using virtual services to help your business run more efficiently. We talked with Yvette Warnick about doing back office accounting. We talked with Ms. Tracey Needham about answering your phone, producing documents, helping you do the things that you can't do. So I want you to go to the site, CAPBuilderTalk.com. I'll post this show tomorrow. You can get their contact information, but you at least owe it to yourself to talk to these two young ladies.
Thank you for joining us this evening on the CAPBuilder Talk radio show with your host, Mark E. Parham. It is our mission to provide you with the information you need to make educated decisions that will help you walk in your purpose. We are here every Monday evening starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. To be a guest or for more information, go to CAPBuilderTalk.com. Please post comments on Facebook.com/CAPBuilder Talk. We hope you enjoyed the show.